Greetings, everyone. This is Payment Lorenzo, the host, your friend, your coach. Today, we're kicking off day 4 of the 5-day live profitable podcast launch challenge for the month of September. And today is very exciting because today we're going to be talking all about launching a podcast and 3 easy steps and covering anything tech related. So let's get going. Welcome, Jennifer. Thank you for being here.
Hi, thank you.
You're welcome. Is George here as well?
I don't know. I don't think so. He's not with me. I haven't heard from him all day, so I'm not sure where he's
Okay,
at.
no worries. No worries. All right. So today, as I said, we're going to be talking about creating your podcast assets, literally creating your podcast in three easy steps, formatting your podcast, naming your podcast the right way, creating a YouTube channel live, and then creating your podcast cover art, your podcast, YouTube's cover art, thumbnails, banners, and all that good stuff. So, and also briefly talking about recording and editing your shows. So it's all going to be tech related today. And speaking of tech, I know that's something that's going to be right up your alley, Paul, because you're a tech guy. So it's going to be fun. All right. Before we start, any questions about anything about yesterday, day 3? Any questions, comments, or compliments, especially with my shiny hair and dome, as Rob would say? Shout out to you, brother Rob. Any questions, guys? Paul, Jennifer, I know you were not here yesterday, Renee and Allison. So,
I think I'm good.
all right. You good too, Jennifer?
I think so. For the most part, yeah, I think I am. Yep.
All right, good, awesome. You guys are smart cookies. I like that. All right, let's talk now. So, as I said, today we're going to be looking at how to launch your profitable podcast in 3 easy steps. So, step 1 is the foundation, which is what we've covered the last 3 days of the challenge, starting with why podcasting is so powerful. Then we went into brainstorming to identify your zone of genius, your true gifts, and yesterday we crafted your irresistible iTech Godfather offer. And today we're going to be talking about all tech and equipment related things. And tomorrow we're going to be talking about having a smashing, banging launch so you can start getting leads on demand and your first paying client a freaking SAP. And as little as 30 days from launch, even if you have no audience. So that's what that's my proven blueprint to launch your profitable and impactful podcast in 3 easy steps. And I know that you like that those acronyms, Paul. PIP, Profitable Impactful Podcast. You know,
Yep.
flash from the past for you. So, anyways, let's get going. So here's in a nutshell the graph and a summary. Foundation, which we covered. Why do you want to start a podcast? Then, what's the message you're trying to convey through your podcast? And then, what are you trying to serve? Who's your ideal listeners? What's some one specific pain point you're addressing and solving through your podcast, your offer, your business, YouTube channel, and anything else? And then today we're going to be talking about choosing the right and the type of name for your podcast. As you will see, there's many ways to name your podcast. And then we're going to be talking about the length and format of your podcast, which are also very crucial and strategic decision to make. And as you will see, there's no guesswork required. It's going to be very logical. And last but definitely not least, and that is what we're going to be covering tomorrow, getting high quality guests, not just guests, but high quality guests, ideally your exact ideal prospects and clients onto your show, because we're building a podcast for business. So that's in a nutshell, the foundation of a successful, profitable, and impactful podcast and YouTube channel. Step 2 is the tech. So that's what we're going to be covering today. It's going to be all about, first of all, equipment, what kind of microphone, accessories, and all that good stuff, the environment, as well as tech specs and requirements, and putting it all together. As well as, of course, testing, because just before going live, I had not connected my microphone, and that can happen to you at any time. And will happen. It's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. Happened to me just this morning here, just before this call. After 5 years of podcasting and over 400 episodes, you will forget to connect the microphone. Thank you, Paul, for reminding me that the microphone was not connected. So again, always test to make sure everything is connected, everything is working properly before you go live. All right. Any questions so far? Nope. All right. So now in terms of microphones, the microphone you see here on the right, that's a microphone I started with. It's called the Samsung 2QU handheld dynamic USB and microphone recording and podcasting pack. I bought it exactly, well, over 5 years ago, in March of 2020 on Amazon for about $63. Now it's a bit more, maybe $100 because everything has been going up. But still, this is one of the most solid starting pack microphone for a podcast. So the one thing that you will absolutely need to have is a microphone, because people will put up with not the best video, but will absolutely not put up with lousy sound. And the good news is you don't need to shell thousands of dollars to get a microphone. A really solid, good starting microphone, you can find it easily for about less than $100, just like the one I just mentioned. This is a solid one. This bad boy took me from 0 to over 200 episodes and my first 2.5 years. So you can start with a very solid microphone for about $100. Do you guys already have a microphone? Raise your hand if you have a microphone. Okay. Which one do you have, Paul? Unmute yourself, please.
I have, it's called a blue. It's
The Blue
this.
Yeti? Blue Yeti?
Yeah, Blue Yeti, yeah.
Okay, that's a good one. Solid one. Yes, good. So make sure you connect it, you plug it in to ensure it's working, and also for you to get familiar with it. Which one do you have, Renee? Oh, you have two.
No. This is called Toner,
Okay.
Tonor, with a pop thing. And
Okay, yeah.
I was told it was, but when I plugged it in and people heard me with it in, they said it was echoey. And when I took
Oh.
it out, they said it was still echoey. So I'm like, okay, then what's the point? And I made sure it was attached to, like, you have to go on your computer and say the external things, and I did. And they said it was the same. I'm like, then what's the point? So I didn't use it.
So yeah, so once you have a microphone, just plug it in, play with it, make sure it's working properly. It's not rocket science. And one thing I recommend is when you get a microphone, especially for your first microphone, make sure it's a USB microphone, meaning one that you can just plug in into your computer. I'm going to disconnect mine for a second. Show you like this thing. You just plug it to your computer, to your laptop. You don't want to get one of those that comes that you need to get like an amplifier and all that, because there's going to be an extra layer of tech complexity. It's not rocket science, but first of all, it's going to be expensive. That thing alone is about a few $100s, if not a few $1,000s. And then you need to, as a pretty steep learning curve to make it work. Whereas a USB microphone, you just plug into your computer and you're good to go. So that's the first thing I recommend. Make sure your microphone is a USB microphone. And also you mentioned that, Renee, make sure your microphone comes with a pop screen filter. The thing that, like, for example, me is attached to it, this one. What this does is that it stops some of the sounds, like, and make it more easy to the ears. Yes. So make sure you get a pack that has USB microphone and that comes with a pop screen filter and with a stand. You see the stand here? Just like the one on the screen. So you just put it on your table, on your desk, and off you go. You don't want to get one of those that you need to buy a what is called a boom and an arm and connect it. It's not complicated, but that's an extra layer of work to do. So much better to just get one that comes. Yes, that's perfect, Renee. Yeah. Get one that comes with a stand, just like this one. So, yeah. Get the best microphone you can afford, but you don't need to spend a lot of money. You can have a really solid one for about $100. Once you start getting sales and clients, then you can invest in a better microphone. This is my third microphone. The second microphone I bought it 2 years ago in a electronics store in Malaysia, in Kuala Lumpur. This one, I bought it last year when I went to Canada. It's a Rode, one of the biggest names in the world. Australian brand. This one is about $300. The thing with this one is I can play my phone and music loud just beside it. You will not hear it.
Mm.
It's really good. It's very crisp, but you don't have to invest $300 right away. That bad boy right here, the Samsung QT, what you already have. For you, Paul, the Blue Yeti, and for you, Renee, what you have, whatever it's called. Just play with it, make sure it's working, and you're gonna be good to go. And Allison and Jennifer. Jennifer, do you have a microphone? All right. So get the best one to get, the most affordable good one is this one, the Samsung QTU. In Canada is about 100 to 125 Canadian dollars on Amazon. It's a great microphone and it does the work. It's gonna take you from 0 to 200 in no time. For the first 2 years, it's pretty good. And for the first 2 years, that's gonna be enough for you to get your business off the ground and get a few clients so you can invest into a better microphone later on. Allison, do you have a microphone? All right, you can type it in if you want. All right, any questions about the microphone, guys? It's pretty straightforward.
Does it matter? I mean, mine has a cable on it. Does it really matter, or is it better to have Bluetooth, no headset? You know, what's the
headset? I'm gonna cover that in a moment. Yes, you can have a wireless microphone if you want. Or you can just get one that is simply a USB microphone. So you just plug into your laptop or your computer, and off you go. Wireless is good. If you have a home office, I'm a nomad, I travel a lot. I need to be light, so this is perfect for me. And you can even disassemble it, so you can just make it even smaller and put it into my luggage when I travel, literally into my backpack, and that's good enough. But for you, if you have a home office and you have a stable place, this one, the Samsung, is good enough. Just make sure it's a USB. Okay. Stephanie, welcome back. Do you have a microphone?
Other than what I use on the computer.
Okay. So what I said earlier, when you start podcasting seriously and consistently, people will put up with not the best video, but people will absolutely not put up with a lousy sound. So make sure you get a microphone. The good news is getting a good solid microphone is not expensive. Like the one you see here on the screen, the Samsung QTU, that's the one I started with 5 years ago. I picked up on Amazon for about $63 5 years ago. Now it's about $100. It's a great microphone. Make sure that the microphone you get, make sure it's a USB microphone, so you just plug into your laptop or your computer. And number two, make sure it comes with a stand, just like you see here and see here, so you can just place it on your desk. And also make sure it comes, the only accessory you need is the pop screen filter, that thing right here. Show the pop screen that you have, Renee. This thing. So it comes with it, and that's the thing that's gonna basically stop certain sounds, especially if you're speaking close to the microphone, like the P and F from being heard as things like this. Yeah. So that microphone right there, the Samsung QTU, it's a very solid starting microphone. It took me from 0 to over 230 episodes for the first 2.5 years for less than $100. Get something similar, and within a year or two, once your business is really starting to generate revenue, then you can invest into a better microphone like this one you see. That's a Rode. It's an Australian brand, one of the best in the world, leading. That one, I bought it last year when I went to Canada for about $300, but you don't have to spend $300. What I love about this one is I can play my music to the max right beside me and you will not hear it. So you don't need that. So get something get the best microphone you can afford. And the good news is this one, the Samsung QTU, is only less about $100. Make sure it's a podcasting pack. Make sure it's a USB microphone, and make sure so if it's a pack, make sure it also comes with a stand and with a pop screen filter. If you go on Amazon and you look for the Samsung QTU, you will see it. And yeah, I highly recommend you start with this one. All good, Stephanie?
Yep, I found it on Amazon already.
Beautiful, beautiful. All right, cool. Now, let's talk about, again, before we record, make sure you test. Like just before we went live today, I had forgotten to plug in my microphone, and Paul noticed it, and Paul told me about it. So again, it's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. Even me, after 5 years, over 400 episodes, it happened to me. So it's going to happen to you. It's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. So before you go live, before you record anything, make sure you test, that your microphone is properly connected. All the softwares you need to work are connected and running. Make sure you put yourself in a quiet environment. That's very important. And yeah, test everything before going live, because again, even in the middle of a conversation, something will happen, you will pause, and you will get distracted, you will forget to record. The last thing you want is, after a beautiful conversation, an hour or so, you realize, oops, I did not record it. That happened to me a few times. So here's a tip. Whenever I do a recording, I always ask the other person to record as well as a backup. I tell them, hey, listen, would you like to record? And say, why? I say, well, first of all, for you can use it for your social media. And two, as a backup, because it's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. Something may happen. I may forget to record or get distracted and forget to resume. So always have the other person record. Does it make sense? All right, now, should you have an outline for your podcast? Yes. If you go on my podcast, on my YouTube channel, and I know we had a podcast not long ago, Stephanie, there's an outline. The outline is, first we talk about your background, then your path, then your business and your impact. Should you have a list of questions? One thing I always emphasize on is never speak from a script. Don't even speak from here, but speak from here, from the heart. Have some basic questions and then see where the conversation takes you. Just like when you meet someone, hey, how's it going? How's your day? Or for example, one of the first question I ask everybody is, so tell me, who's Renee? Who's Paul? Who's Stephanie? Who's Jennifer? First and foremost, as a man, as a woman, and as a human being. We're going to talk about your business later on, but as a man, as a woman, as a human being, who's Paul? Who's Stephanie? Who's Jennifer? Who's Renee? Who's Anna? Who's George? Who's Rob? And so on and so forth. And then it's a conversation, not an interrogation. It's not like a race. You have to go through 50 questions in 20 minutes. You're not the FBI interrogating people. You just want to have a conversation. Have fun. So this is what I recommend. Should you have some questions, I would recommend maybe yes, 2 or 3 or 4, depending on what is your objective, what is your niche, what is the kind of people, who's your avatar. You know exactly what questions you need to ask. Because again, ultimately, we're leveraging our podcast not to sell, but to educate and to build that trust and rapport. So you know exactly what kind of questions you need to ask them to really build that trust. And also ask them 2 or 3 key questions to further vet them that they're a good fit for your business. Because we are going to be interviewing our prospect, not randoms. And you know best, based on your business, based on your outcome, based that you want, how you can help and serve them. What are 2 or 3 questions that you need to ask them? For example, one question I always ask my guests is, so tell me, do you have your own podcast? And if they say no, I say, why not? And I just listen. So those are two very important questions I need to learn to know from my prospects to see how I can help them further. So you know exactly what key questions, 2 or 3 questions you need to ask your guests to really vet them even deeper. Does that make sense? All right. So let's move on. And always, always, always speak from the heart. Now, editing. Raise your hand if you've already done some editing videos or audios on YouTube, a podcast, or anything before. Raise your hand. Renee? You haven't? I don't believe you. Of all people, you?
So
I'm
I go on podcasts and I've interviewed quite a bit of a lot of people. I interviewed you as well. And I just let it go organic. I'm not sure how to do the editing piece of it. And so I'm just really organic and
Awesome.
questions and let it flow. And it's like I hit live and it's live.
That's it. Keep it organic. Yes, I can count on two hands in over 400 episodes the number of times I've done editing. And I'll tell you why for two reasons. One is because I want to keep the conversation as organic, as free flowing, as natural as possible. And number two, let's be real. I don't want to create extra work for myself. Simple as that. And I'm being straight up honest with the people. The only time I do editing is when the guest, specifically asks me to remove something from the conversation. In that case, yes, I respect the request. Other than that, no way in hell. I'm just joking, but you know what I mean. So, but it's not complicated. There is a little learning curve, but it's not hard. Always remember, YouTube is the biggest university in the world, and it's free. I was far from being, and I'm still far from being a techie guy, but I learned all I needed to learn with and through YouTube. And the one tip I can give you from when it comes to watching videos to learn anything, don't just watch passively, because if you watch a 10-minute video passively, you will be lost. You will waste 1 or 2 hours trying to remember the steps. Instead, watch, pause, do, resume. Follow with a video. This way, a 10-minute video will take you 20 minutes, as opposed to wasting 2 to 3 hours and being confused and none the wiser than when you started. So that's why I recommend. Now, depending on the system you're running and working with, if you have a Mac, then you can use GarageBand, Audacity for audio, or iMovie for video, which is what I've been doing. If you're using Windows, then I have no idea. God bless, God help you. I'm just joking. I haven't used Windows since 2012, so I don't know what software comes with it. But you know best if you have a Windows computer, what video editing software is pre-installed on your computer. You should know that already. How many of you are using Macs? How many are Windows shoppers? Y'all Windows. What's wrong with you guys? I'm joking. Anyways, so I believe if I'm not mistaken, it's called Windows Video Maker or something like that. So again, if you don't know how to use it, go to Uncle Y, meaning YouTube. Uncle Y and Uncle G. Uncle G is Google. Uncle Y is YouTube. Or you can go to ChatGPT, Auntie Chatty, and she's going to chew off your brains. No, I'm just joking. But listen, you can learn anything you need from YouTube. It's not rocket science. Now, when it comes to editing, always make a copy of the video. Never make any editing on the original file. Always make a copy of the file that you want to make editings, and then do the editing on the copied version. For example, on iMovie, I always save the videos of the podcast I do on my computer, and from my computer, if I have to do any editing, I open iMovies and I upload it to iMovies, and I just slice the parts I want to take off. Very easy. And once it's done, I just save it and upload it to my YouTube dashboard. So for Windows, it should be very similar as well. Learn to play with Windows Movie Maker, whatever it's called. Again, YouTube is your best friend. That goes beyond the scope of this 5-day challenge. So I will let you guys do that on your own. But again, YouTube is your best friend. And editing is not hard. There is a little learning curve, but once you've learned it, it's a breeze. All good so far? And recording, you already know it. You just press that record button. Yes, Paul.
So when I've done this in the past, which is only 2 times, I've always used like Zoom. I would record the Zoom, and then I would upload it to YouTube.
That's it.
So why do I need the Windows Video Maker?
In case you want to do some editing.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Editing can be whether you want to add some special effects in the beginning or at the end, or if your guest asks you to please remove the part where she talks about obnoxious aunt or mother-in-law, whatever, you know. Sometimes some people accidentally give their phone number on a call, and I always tell them never give your phone number on a call because you never know who can find it. So in that case, I go after the call and I just remove that part. So here's a tip: never give your phone number on a call unless you're running a brick and mortar business where you need to provide a phone number for the business, not your own, not your private phone. So in that case, a different story. But if you're a coach online or whatever, never ever give your phone number. That's a personal tip I can give you. Other things that highly recommend as far as headphones. Should you have headphones? Wait, do I have something on that? Headphones, you really don't need to. The only time you need headphones is if you're doing in-person interviews. And that is, yes, it's highly recommended because it really elevates the experience, especially if you have good headphones. And if you're doing really intensive, extensive editing, in those cases, yes, you may need headphones. But other than that, like, look at me, I don't have headphones. So no, you do not need headphones. But if you really want to look nerdy and get some headphones, by all means, be my guest. But you don't need to. Now, other things that I recommend to add to your shows to make them more polished, more professional, especially on YouTube, even on your audio podcast. Some of these can be like adding show notes, episode summaries, timestamps, transcriptions, and contact information for the guest. Let me show you what I mean. Let me take you to my YouTube channel and show you live what I mean. Give me a second. Come on, YouTube. Why is it taking so long to load? Okay. No, not this one, not this one. Sorry, guys. I got the wrong account here. Oh, come on. Okay. Switch account. Sign in. Okay. There we go. Where is my YouTube? Sorry. Okay. Switch account. Leaders with a heart. And now let's go to studio. Okay, there we go. Finally, apologies for that. All right, let's go now. Let me take you on a little trip. Do you see my screen with my YouTube channel? So here's what I mean. So these are my dashboard. So this is the last episode I recorded with Maria, actually, on Maria a few days ago. So the first box you see here, for the title, you have up to 100 characters that you can use. I use up to the maximum. And then the next box as a description, you can put up to 500 characters, not words, characters. So I always ask my guests, please send me a short bio up to 500 words so I can fill it in. So what I do, I create usually a short introduction, like greetings. In this episode, I'm talking with such and such. We connected to such and such, and this is what we're going to be talking about. And then I just paste their bio in the middle. And at the bottom, I just add a conclusion. Hey, this is an amazing video. Feel free to share it, to watch it. This is what you're gonna enjoy it. And then I put their contact information, best way to connect with Maria, whatever. You just post their contacts. And at the bottom, I add timestamps. Timestamps are very important. Timestamps are basically just like in a book, the table of content. When you go at a bookstore, you want to see what's in the book. You look at the table of content, and based off that, you may or may not buy the book. Same thing here. When you go on a YouTube video, especially if it's a long video, over 30, 40, 50, 60 minutes, you don't have the time to watch a video sight unseen. You want to have a look at what's in it. For example, minute. Okay, let me actually take you to the actual video. Do you see the screen here with the video? So if you click here, see 00, always start with 00 intro, and then minute 142 was Maria. And then minute 556, what's one thing you didn't value before that you value now? What happened with your health, and so on and so forth. Different chapters. So this way you can jump from one chapter to another. And those chapters give like an appetizer for what's in it. And those rank very highly for SEO. So they're not complicated. They're very easy to create those timestamps. You can just...
How do you create the timestamps?
I used to do it myself. So initially when I started, for each hour of video, it would take me about 2 hours because as you can see, my timestamps are pretty specific. But now I have someone in India. I pay him $20 and he does 5 videos for me. I've been with the same guy for 5 years now. He's amazing. If you guys need someone reliable, just let me know. I'll gladly connect you to him to free up your time.
I have a quick question, Payman.
Sure.
I thought the timestamps are on there automatically. They're not?
Absolutely not. That's
Okay.
something that you create manually.
Okay.
There are some AI tools that generate them, but those are not very accurate. And if you want to be professional, you need your timestamps to be really accurate. So another thing that I like to add to make my videos more polished. So if you scroll down, you see show more. You go further down until you reach tags. Tags are basically keywords. You just fill it with keywords that are relevant for you, your business, your guest, and so on and so forth. Each tag is like a hook that you throw in the sea of YouTube for people to find you for SEO purposes. Very straightforward. And once you're done, like for example, this is how you create them, coach, comma, and you just go to the next. And again, you have a maximum of 500, so I go always to the max. Another thing you can do, you can create playlists. If you add some people that you've done many episodes with, you can create a playlist for them. Like for example, I have one for Kristen Lest in the UK, Trevor Gordon in the UK, Catherine Cooper in the US, Randy Brown, Deborah Blackman, and the UK, and so on and so forth. Susan Holvis. So people I've had multiple episodes with to make it more easier for them and for me to find all the episodes under one location. I also created one for all the videos for my challenge, another one for all the testimonials, over 100 testimonials, and so on and so forth. These are things you can do to make your channel more polished, more professional. It's not rocket science. It's very easy. And if you need any help with that, YouTube is your best friend. How to create timestamps. What I usually like to do is I like to go how to create timestamps in 2025. You don't want to watch a video from 10 years ago because things might have been different. And I always look for the shortest video. I don't have 20 minutes to watch a video. And when I watch a video, I always put it at ×2 speed with the captions to make it faster. So these are some of the tips that I personally use to maximize my time and be more efficient. These are pretty much common sense, basically. Any questions? How many of you already have your own YouTube channel? Okay, so Jennifer and Paul, you don't have it?
I have a shell. I don't know what I got lost after the first 6 hours of training on it.
Okay. So if you don't have a YouTube channel, it's very easy. The one thing I recommend it highly recommend actually, is create a new Gmail account, brand new, that you will use that email only and exclusively for your YouTube channel. Do not use your personal email address for your YouTube channel, because if it hacks, and it's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when, especially nowadays, you're screwed. So get an email account specifically, exclusively for a YouTube channel, Gmail account, and once you create a Gmail account, go on YouTube, click on the button that says create a channel, and just follow the steps, enter your information. Very straightforward. So it'll take you 2-3 minutes to just fill your information, and that's it. And before you know it, you have your YouTube channel. And then once you have YouTube channel, you see this button here that says create. So this is how you upload videos. You can either upload, or you can just go to your computer and drag and drop. You can also go live, create a post, create a new playlist, even create a podcast on YouTube. So you can take your videos and add the audio. One thing I love about Zoom is Zoom automatically extracts the audio from your video. It gives you 2 files. So you can upload the video to your YouTube channel, and you can take the audio and upload it to your YouTube as well. And you create a new playlist called, it's already here, podcast. Do you see it? So you can do that as well. And you can also take the audio and upload it to Spotify, iTunes, iHeartRadio, Alexa, Google, and so on and so forth. And again, you will need to apply for those platforms. It's not complicated. You just need to apply once, and once you've applied, you can just upload the audios from your computer into those platforms, and then they will spread it across the net. Yes, Renee?
So if I have a Gmail, I'm interested in that. If you can back up a second to that, because I have a YouTube channel and I have Gmail. So
What's your question?
So you're saying get another account in Gmail just for this? What happens to the stuff I have that I've already had for going on for these last few years?
Do you have a lot of content on that channel?
No, I have all the interviews I've done over the years are all on there on my YouTube channel.
The reason I recommend this is specifically for your own safety and your channel, in case your email account gets hacked, so you don't get access to your personal data.
So you're saying now I could take the things, all the recordings, all the things I've done, and put them onto the new one. I could do that.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
And might be an opportunity for you for a new fresh start, rebranding, especially if you're starting not just a podcast, but a profitable podcast, meaning a podcast is going to generate you leads and clients. And this is what we're doing here. We're not just launching a podcast. We're launching a profitable and impactful, and as Paul loves it, a PIP. So, yeah. Let's see. Hey, Maria, welcome. I was just showcasing our video earlier as to how to create a proper YouTube post and how to make your YouTube channel and videos more polished. So with tags.
I'll have to check.
Yeah, watch the replay, okay?
Oh, yeah, I'm gonna have to check it out. And I also have a YouTube channel already.
Awesome,
Even though
awesome.
I don't have any, I have a lot of content on there, but it's all private. Like it's all
Good.
stuff
So
I'm working on with.
as I mentioned just before you came, I would highly recommend that you create a brand new Gmail account that you're gonna be exclusively using for your YouTube channel for security purposes, because it's.
What about the current subscribers?
Sorry?
What about the current subscribers?
How many do you have?
Not that many, but just curious. It's not people I contact.
Yeah, you can't really transfer those, but as I just mentioned that to Renee, that's an opportunity for you for a new start, a refresh, and yeah, because we're launching a profitable podcast. A podcast is going to generate for you leads and clients. not just a podcast for a YouTube channel for a hobby. That's a different story. So that's what I would highly recommend for you to create a new email Gmail account. And with the Gmail account, you create a new YouTube channel that's going to be for your business. Now, how long have you had that YouTube channel for?
At least 4 years, 5.
How much content do you have on it?
A lot. There are at least 200 videos because every video that I've been doing for my current coaching classes, they're all recorded and they're all listed as invisible, but all my clients are getting the replays.
How many did you say? 2 or 200?
I can look really quick, but it's probably over 300 now.
Oh, 300. Wow. Oh, okay. Do you want to change also the YouTube name, the channel, or are you going to start using a new name? If you have
I would probably start using a new name.
You can change the name of your channel within your dashboard. But if you have about 200, 300 piece of content on it, then really up to you whether you want to start a new one or keep that. Because if you want to keep those, if they're really good and valuable, you can re-upload them one at a time, but it's going to take a long time. It's really your call. But the reason I recommend to start a new channel is that and a new Gmail account is specifically for safety and security purposes. Because in case your Gmail
Can I have 2 channels?
Sorry?
Can I have 2 channels?
You can have 2 million channels if you want.
Okay, then that's fine.
Yeah, you can have as many as you want. But what I recommend is, just like I mentioned the other day, focus, focus, focus. The less you have to handle, the better it's going to be. So, for example, me so far, I only have one channel. The one channel.
Right, but what is?
Sorry?
I understand that. I don't want to upload the videos into the new channel, and I want to just keep these. They're all invisible. They're all invisible and private.
Okay.
But all my clients have the replays.
Okay, perfect. Then
So
keep it as is. Use the channel, and if you want, just change the name of the channel if you want to. That's something you can easily inside your dashboard. Just look at the. So if you go to your channel, so play with the. Okay, wait. Let me go back. I believe it's in the settings. Wait. Yeah, if you go under your settings, did you see my screen on the left?
yeah.
So go under settings, channel. Just play around. There has to be an option that tells you how to change your name. Or if not, just go on YouTube, just search how to change your YouTube channel's name in 2025, and you can find it. And speaking of, whenever you're using YouTube to learn anything, don't just watch passively. Watch, pause, do, resume. This way you don't waste 2 hours over something simple. All right, cool. Let's move on. Let me close this. No, you're welcome. Let me close this. Any questions about YouTube channel so far?
How do you find out I did mine like 3 years ago, and trying to remember if I came up with my own email, a different email. How do you find out what email I used to create the channel?
Okay, you go under your settings on the left. Channel. Let me see. Just permissions, maybe.
No, there we go.
No. Oh yeah, that's my email. Yeah. Let me remove this. Remove access. Okay. All right. Just notice something. Yeah, exactly. There you go. Just play with the options, and you will. Oops. Yeah. Any other questions about your YouTube? See, small channel still, but it doesn't matter. It's not about the numbers. All right, let's move on. Let me stop the sharing here. Go back to our, whoops, where is it?
Should I?
Shut up. Okay, where is it? Okay. All right, let's go back here to our, do you guys see my slides?
Yes.
All right, so again, those are the things that you can do to make your YouTube and even your audio podcast more polished, like adding a show notes, summary, timestamps, transcriptions, contact info for each guest, and so on and so forth. As far as editing, as I said, editing is not difficult. There is a small learning curve, but again, YouTube is your best friend. And what I would recommend is to keep your conversation as organic as possible and only do editing when your guest asks you to remove something. And you can do that easily on Windows with Windows Movie Maker or Video Editor, whatever it's called. And on Mac, I use iMovie. And whenever you're doing any editing, always make the editing on a copied version, not on the original version. And speaking of that, I recommend you get one of those external drives, because the more stuff you have on your computer, the more your computer is going to be full, and the more full it is, the slower it's going to become. So get a good SSD or whatever external drive. You can get a really good one, solid one, for about $100 on Amazon to keep your computer fast and to extend the life of your computer. All right, let's move on. So editing, I already mentioned that. Now hosting. The hosting is mostly for your audio, because for your video, your video is going to be hosted on YouTube. For your audio, you can apply. There's a bunch of options out there. A lot of selections of hostings available. The one I've been using is called Podbean. I've been using it because it's very easy. It has unlimited bandwidth and is very affordable. I pay like $14 a month. And yeah, so it's very easy. You just upload your audios from your computer into your, for example, hosting's dashboard. And from the dashboard, you just spread them across all the other platforms, such as Apple Podcast, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Google, Alexa, and so on and so forth. And very easy. And you need to apply once to be approved on those platforms. And each platform has very easy instructions how to do that with videos and screenshots. Just go on each platform like iTunes, Spotify, Google, iHeartRadio, and you just follow the steps. Very easy. Takes you less than 2 minutes. If you spend an hour this weekend to apply to the top 5, top 10 of those audio platforms, you're going to be good to go. So yeah, very easy. Now, once you have a platform that you've selected, and most of these platforms will have a free version, so you don't have to go with the paid one. However, the free one has a limit. For example, Podbean has a limit of up to 800 megabytes of data per month. You can get by with that if you do one episode a week and your episodes are short, less than 20 minutes. But if your episodes are long and you do one episode a day, then you will burn to that very fast and you will need to get the paid version. So, yeah, pretty straightforward. Any questions so far before we move on to the next stage?
So Podbean just you just upload the audio, is that correct?
Yes. Podbean is for the audio. Podbean is just one option. There's many options available. Choose the one that you like best. Just go on Google and search for podcast audio. What is it? Directories or hosting. Podcast audio hosting, or hosting for podcast. And you
that
will
would get uploaded in iTunes, Spotify,
yes,
and iHeartRadio. Okay.
Yes. So you need to first select your hosting, sign up for it, and then once you've signed up, you just upload your audios from your computer into your dashboard. And then the first time you log in to your hosting, you will need to apply to all those platforms like iTunes, Spotify, Google, iHeartRadio, Alexa, Amazon, and all that. It's very straightforward. Just follow. They have instructions. They have inside Podbean. They have an entire tutorial section with short videos, screenshot on how to apply, how to do everything. You just follow them. So spend an afternoon, say 30 to 60 minutes this weekend to apply for the top 5, top 10 of those platforms. You just need to do once, and after that you're done. And after that, each time you upload an audio, from your computer to your Podbean, for example, you just check a box, one box for iTunes, Spotify, Google, iHeart, and you just spread it to all of them automatically.
Gotcha.
Maria.
So my question was on editing. You said Windows with their movie thing that you can edit videos.
On Windows, I believe it's called Windows Video Maker. I don't know what it's called. I haven't used Windows in 15 years. So see what program comes installed on your computer. And you just, if you know how to use it, beautiful. If not, again, YouTube is your best friend. Just go on YouTube and search how to edit video on a Mac. So, on a Windows. Type the type of computer you have and type the name of the video editing software that's installed on your computer. How to edit videos using Windows Video Maker on this type of computer in 2025. And I recommend you watch. What I do is I watch the shortest video and I put it at ×2. And I always put in my search in 2025 because I don't want to watch a video from 10 years ago because things have been different. Okay, so and again, when you're learning it, when you're watching a video on YouTube to learn, don't just watch passively because you'll waste a lot of time and you will forget a lot of steps. You'll get confused. Instead, watch, pause, do, and resume. This way, a 10-minute video, it's going to take you 20 minutes as opposed to 3 hours. Step by step. Does that answer your question, Maria?
Yep. Thank you.
Awesome. Any other questions about anything on editing or hosting so far? All right, let's move on. So we did this. Now the launch part, because we all want to make money, right? All right, so now, but before we launch, what I recommend is, I highly recommend you have at least 10 episodes recorded before you go live, before you make it official. And that is because for 2 reasons. One, your first 10 episodes or 15 or 20 episodes are going to be literally your on-the-job training for you to learn the process, how to identify, select, invite, schedule in, plug everything properly, record, save, edit, upload, promote your shows. That's literally on-the-job training. And second of all, it's going to build your foundation. It's going to build your portfolio. So when you go and reach out to people you don't know yet and don't know you yet, the first thing they will do is they want to check you out. Oh, let me check this person's podcast or YouTube. And if they see you have less than 5, 10 episodes, nah, not interested. Because if you reach out to people that don't know you and you don't know yet, and you have less than 5 or 10 episodes, it's going to send the wrong message. Oh, this person is not committed. I don't waste my time. But if you see the more episodes you have, like 15, 20, 30, 50, 100, then it's going to send the opposite message. Oh, this person is serious, is committed, and I'm going to be part of that. So these are the 2 main reasons I recommend you have at least. Oh, there's another powerful reason is that when there's people that just go and look to find and explore new podcasts, new videos, and when they find something, they want to binge watch or binge listen. And if they watch your videos in audio and they love it, but you only have 2 or 3 episodes, they will be disappointed and you will lose them. Instead, give them the content, the opportunity to consume as many episodes from you, because the more they consume your content, the more they will start to like you, appreciate you, and build the trust. And that's when people start to reaching out to you as opposed to you reaching out to them. Like nowadays, I don't look for guests. Guests are referred to me. Guests come to me for my podcast. I haven't searched for a guest in 2 years now, because people have been on podcasts, they send me their friends or people that know me in other groups. They always say, hey, I want to be on your podcast. So again, highly recommend you have at least 10 episodes recorded first. And the first place to start to build your portfolio is just the people right here. In this container, we have at least 10 people right here. Interview each other, get on each other's podcast, get to know each other. And perhaps you guys can co-create magic together. I'm sure there must be some opportunities. For example, I mentioned yesterday, the day before, between you, Stephanie, and Rob. He's a singer, you're the dancing queen. Hey, who knows? Get in touch. So, yeah. What else? Oh, yeah. And you can also do two types of people I recommend to interview for your first few episodes. One, the people right here. And don't be shy. I'd love to be on your podcast as well. Wink, wink. Second of all, if you already have existing clients or past clients, one of the best ways to rekindle things with them is say, hey, Mark, hey, Suzanne, I loved working with you. Guess what? I'm launching my podcast and I would love to showcase you on my podcast. And they will say, absolutely. Remember what I said the other day? Never put yourself in a position to ask, beg, or chase, instead invite. And you're inviting people, whether you know them or not, into your podcast is one of the greatest things you can do. Because when you invite someone on your podcast, you're doing them a favor, not the other way around. Because they get to talk about themselves, their business gives them a platform, and they can leverage that for their own social media, build their credibility, the visibility, and so on and so forth, regardless of your audience. Because in 5 years, I only had 2 people ask me, so how many views do you get? How many people are watching? And I told them straight up, I don't give a damn about the numbers. For me, it's not about the numbers, it's about the connections. And they understand it. So get to interview each other right here. We have at least 10 people. You can have your first 10 foundational episodes by the end of next week. Reach out to each other here. Or even better, reach out to your existing clients. And when you reach out to your existing clients, you can do 2 things. Get them to record an episode with you, and also get them to provide you a testimonial, video testimonial. Video testimonials are the greatest thing you can do for your business. I'm going to go off topic a little bit. My coach, former pastor in Toronto, Canada, he started as an incredible salesperson without being salesy or sleazy because of his past as a pastor. He started a sales coaching program back 5 years ago in September of 2020. His first class, he was charging only $500. And then the next 30 days, he did something that completely changed the destiny of his family. He spent the next 30 days doing only one thing and one thing only, getting as many short 60 to 90-second video testimonials from the people that he was helping, he was working with. And those quick testimonials allowed him to go from one class to another, to give himself an incredible raise, not 2 times or 3 times, but 20x. He went from charging $500 to $10,000. Now the same program is $25,000. He has a VIP program, one-on-one for 3 months, 1 call a week, $75,000. It doesn't promote it. He has a waiting list. Why? Because his website is full of testimonials. If you go on his website, you have a header, a video about him, and then nothing but testimonials. And at the bottom, just one question. Are you ready to be next? If yes, book a call. Very simple. So guys, this is what I say when people ask me, so what do you do, payment? My answer is not that I'm a podcaster, a coach, a speaker, an author, no, or a publisher. My answer is I'm a collector. Oh, what do you collect? I collect success stories. What does that mean? Well, I make sure my clients win and shine bright and currently shining. So what the hell is that? It really gets them going into a really deep it opens the door to a deep conversation. So again, here's a powerful tip I can give you. From today onward, each time you get on a call with someone, as long as you help them, don't be shy. Just ask them, hey, Paul, hey, Stephanie, would you mind we did a quick 60 to 90-second testimonial on how this call has been helpful? And you ask them 3 questions. What was your pain? What were you struggling with? What was your pain point prior to this call? How has this call been helpful? And now with the insight that you got in this call, how is this going to help you moving forward? And the last question is, if someone is facing the same issue that you were facing, would you recommend them having a chat with me? Those 4 questions are going to change your life. Become a collector. Make it your goal from today to get at least 1 testimonial a day. It's not complicated. Each time you get on a call with someone, a prospect, a client, as long as you help them, just ask, hey, would you mind with a quick 60 to 90-second testimonial of how this call has been helpful? And so far, in 5 years, I only had 1 person say no. And that person was because, well, she hadn't done her hair yet. So I get it. I get it. And we had to do it later. But so again, become a collector of testimonials, guys. Testimonials, testimonials, testimonials. That's what's going to really not only put you on the map, but give you an opportunity to give yourself a beautiful raise. Here's the rule of thumb. For every 10 to 20 glowing video testimonials, give yourself a raise. And by a raise, I don't mean $1 or $2. I'm talking $500 to $1,000. How would you like to be able to give yourself 3 raises per year? Raise your hands. If I could, I would raise my feet too, but I don't want to fall. And again, by raise, you don't have to beg your boss for a 50-cent or $1 raise. No, I'm talking $500 to $1,000 per client. So again, and what's going to allow you to do that? Testimonials, testimonials, testimonials. This is probably the most important message of today. Become a collector of testimonials. This is completely unrelated with what we're doing today, which is tech, but because it's so powerful, I really wanted to spend some time on that. Does it make sense? Do you guys see how powerful testimonials can be?
Absolutely.
If you go on my website, the one that you guys signed up to join this challenge, you have a header, you have a picture of me. I'm going to add a video soon. And then full of testimonials, video testimonials. And if you call just 1 call to action, yes, I'm ready to register for the challenge. Don't give them too many call to actions. 1, ask. 1, ask. Sign up for the challenge. So again, some other things I recommend is if you don't have a website yet, have a website. If you have a website for yourself, for your business, for your podcast, you can just add a separate tab for podcast, YouTube channel. But if you want to take this really to the next level, is have a separate website just for your podcast. But that's next level. You don't have to have that starting out. And if I can be truthfully honest, I don't have a website for my podcast yet myself because you don't need it, at least initially. But once you get to a certain point, yes, you may want to invest and get a separate website just for your podcast. But starting out, you can just add a tab on your existing website with podcast or YouTube. That's very easy to do. And of course, the website is going to allow you to build an email list. Your email list is going to be your biggest asset in any business. And of course, you can do cross promotions, joint ventures with other audiences. Before you release your podcast, go on other podcasts to talk about your upcoming launch. Here's something very powerful that not many people are doing. Press releases. Press releases are going to put your name, your brand, your podcast, your channel on the map. Just reach out to journalists in your area. Local journalists are starving to showcase people in your area doing remarkable things. And you launching a podcast, launching a book, a program, having a talk, whatever. Those are remarkable things that are worthy to be showcased. And those local journalists are starving to showcase you. So spend an hour or two this weekend. Search for all of the journalists in your area. What I'm sharing with you guys is bonus, because this is what I cover inside the academy, but I'm sharing this with you guys because I want to provide you guys as much value as possible. And press releases, when done the right way, can be an absolute game changer. Again, you don't have to go with the big national, international outlets. Just search for the local journalists in your area, local papers, local magazines, radios, TVs, online magazines, online shows, whatever. Those guys are starving to showcase local people. And once you get showcased on one, just reach out for another, and just snowball that. How to create a press release? Again, YouTube and ChatGPT are your best friend. You don't have to shell thousands of dollars for a press release for a PR agency, at least not starting out. There is a need for that, but that's the very next level, highest level. Starting out, Auntie Chatty and Uncle Y are your best friends, and Uncle G. Use your connections, use your relatives, so to speak, our relatives. And again, of course, another thing you can do, you can go on a podcast tour, meaning going to get interviewed on podcasts where your exact ideal listeners are listening to. That's something I offer as a bonus inside my academy for my clients. I send them on podcast tours for a month or two, depending on the package they take. So yeah, that's another thing you can do. Go on targeted podcasts where your exact ideal audience are listening to. So here's some extra actions you can do to have a smashingly banging launch right off the gate. Any questions so far?
Just to confirm, I have a website already for my technology consulting business.
Okay.
And you're saying I can just add a tab that says podcasting, and that's
it.
Doesn't I had something like that for something else that I was doing, but I got rid of it. I wanted to just focus on the technology consulting until I met you. So now you're just saying put a tab that says podcasting, and they open it up, and explain how I interview people and blah blah, and sales and all this other stuff that I do.
Yes, remember what I said on day one. One of the greatest benefits of having you on podcast is going to elevate you as an expert, an authority, as a leader in your niche. Mm-hmm. You as a tech consultant having a podcast is going to really solidify your position as an expert, as a leader, as an authority. Not just an expert, a leader, an authority randomly, but their expert, their authority, their leader. So highly, highly recommend you have that tab loud and proud at the very top of your website. And even better, interview your prospects or your clients. Make it part of your package. If you sign with my package, I'll showcase you on my podcast. That could be an amazing perk you can offer to your clients. Because everybody wants to be on a podcast. What is everybody's favorite topic? Talking about themselves and their podcast and their business. And what a better way to do so than getting on a podcast. All right. Now let's talk about some other details of your podcast. Very important details. First one is formatting your podcast and how to what's the best way to start a podcast? What format? So the first one obviously is a solo where only you are speaking. That's very straightforward. You provide value, tips, updates on news in your industry, best practices, and so on and so forth. The next one is having a co-host. So it's you and another person. while there are big advantages for that, I do not recommend that for someone starting out, because starting a podcast with another person is like the same thing that starting a business with someone, or marrying someone. You have to be very, very careful who you select with, because once your podcast grows, there's some responsibilities. Who's responsible for what? Who's going to be in charge of the rights? Who's going to be in charge of who's going to receive what in terms of revenue? So you need to have a contract. So I don't recommend having a co-host right away. A round table, when you have multiple people, 4 people more, talking about a specific thing. One thing I recommend is to have, it would help your business if you were to have one round table, say once a quarter or once a month, depending on your objectives. Like, for example, for you, Paul, you're doing a podcast for tech. Maybe once a month, and once every 2 months, you can invite 3 guests, 3 experts in your niche, and you guys just have a chat, round table. And that applies to all of you. That's going to provide further value to your audience, and is going to provide more eyeballs, more opportunities, more visibility for those experts. So it's a win-win for everyone involved, and for you as well, because you're getting extra amazing content. My favorite has been interviews, because interviews, not only because I'm a curious person, I love hearing about people's story, but also because that's the fastest way to get clients. Let's face it, we are building a business here, and we are interviewing our prospects. So I love doing interviews. I've been doing exclusively interviews. I've done maybe 1 or 2 roundtables in 5 years. Maybe I should do more. I haven't done any solo so far. And the last one is a narrative. If you're an author, like for example, you, Maria, you can promote your book. You can, each episode, you can narrate a chapter or a part of your book. That's what some successful authors are doing to promote their books through their podcast. So if you look at those potential formats, which one is the one that makes the most sense for you? Just one word. Let's keep it short, sweet, to the point. Starting with Paul.
Interview.
Love that. Stephanie.
Narrative.
Awesome. Renee.
Well, I've done both. I've interviewed people and I've been the interviewer. I've been on both sides of the mic, so
Awesome.
I like them both.
Maria.
I'm not sure.
You're not sure? All right. That's okay. No problem. So as I said, for you, depending on what you want to do, if you want to promote your book, then a narrative is an obvious way. If you want to get clients, then interviewing your prospects. One thing that I've seen other successful podcasters do, depending how, and also I can recommend you, depending on how aggressive you want to go. If you do 1 podcast episodes a day, Monday to Friday, 5 a week, you can have a ratio of, say, 3 interviews, 1 solo, or 2 solos, and 1 roundtable once a month. It's really your call, your business, your goals. You select whatever ratio makes sense, the most sense for you. For me, it's been exclusively interviews because, as I said, I love learning about people, and that's been the fastest way to get clients for a business. Let me check with the chat. Allison,
Lorenzo,
interviews. Absolutely. Go ahead.
Is it possible to actually post too much and overload? Like on Facebook, if you put too many posts, sometimes the algorithm will say you're like spam or a robot or something. So you need to stick to 3 podcasts a week, things like that, like be on a schedule.
I haven't encountered that myself. If you're posting podcasts, you're not going to get those spam notices. If you're always sharing, say, quotes or links, it's when you share a lot of links, that's when those scam notices are triggered because Facebook doesn't like you to take their audiences outside of the platform. Facebook, YouTube, LinkedIn, Instagram, none of those platforms likes to see you or us getting people away from their platform, which is understandable. Same thing for Amazon. They don't like that. They want everyone to be on their platform so they consume as much as possible to buy from them. What about you, Jennifer? Which of those formats makes the most sense for you?
I'm thinking right now interview, but eventually both.
What do you mean by both?
Well, like interviewing, but also like I want to write a book too. So I'm thinking eventually I can kind of talk about that.
Yeah, absolutely.
So
Absolutely. Speaking of books, one of the fastest ways and smartest ways to publish your first and next book without writing a single word is through this. Here's what I mean. A 200-page book is about 60,000 words, roughly speaking. One 30-minute podcast is about 6,000 words. So you do the math. If you do a few settings, you fire up your Zoom, each time you do 30 minutes of you talking, after a few weeks, you have a book. Seriously, I'm not joking. You just have some bullet points, you share your story, speak from the heart, and there you go. You have a book published with your voice because you're literally speaking it. Yeah. That's actually a project that I am keen on taking on myself maybe later this year, is to publish my next book without writing a single word, by simply speaking it. And I want to document the journey. How many of you would be interested in to follow a journey like this? Raise your hand.
I already did something like that with Phantom AI.
There you go.
When I read my books, I highlight them, and I would go back and write down all the highlights. But then I said, why am I doing that? So I just read the book into the Phantom via Zoom, and it transcribes it for me. And now I have all my notes.
There you go.
So why not? You could do that with this. You could have all.
Yeah. Awesome. Let's move forward. We're almost done. So now, when it comes to naming a podcast, that's a very, very, very key strategic decision. There's different ways to name your show. The first one is having a catchy name, such as a Sharp Printer Podcast, Global from Asia, or whatever. Then you have one that is keyword based. So your title has the keyword for your business. For example, the Parenting Junk Show, the Chiropractic Philanthropist, the Male Nurse, the Happy Attorney, and so on and so forth. The Dancing Queen, wink, wink, and so on and so forth. The Happy Pastor, I just made that up, but you know what I mean. And then the next one is just your name, the Joe Rogan Experience, the Tim Ferriss Show, the Jennifer Beckenham Fireside Chat. Another one is just your brand. For example, my brand is Leaders with a Heart. That's the name of my podcast on my YouTube channel. The Passionate Few, beautiful podcast online. Or if you're lucky to have snatched a one-word keyword domain, then one of the few lucky people out there. Like Capitalism, a very successful podcast on e-commerce, Unchained, and so on and so forth. So when you look at those type of naming your show, which one applies the most to you? One word, left to right. Starting with Paul.
One word?
Yes, sir.
I wrote down a couple already.
No. I'm asking which types of name. Catchy name, keyword, your name, brand name.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, catchy name.
Okay. Awesome. Stephanie?
The brand name.
Beautiful. Jennifer?
I would have to go with, I don't know, something that's I don't know, catchy, I guess. Something that stands.
Yeah, cool. Awesome. Renee?
My name.
Sorry?
My name.
Oh, yeah. The Renee Reich experience.
Yes. Well, or finding your voice, real
Yeah.
raw Renee.
Yeah. Finding your voice with Renee.
Mhm.
Yeah, exactly. What about you, Allison? Let me check the chat. And your name. Okay. Beautiful. Okay. Paul, yes, not Paul. Rob yesterday made two very beautiful suggestions. One was the Shiny Dome chats. Another one was a fart in the wind. I don't know who said that. Was one of you guys? Yes, one of the guys. Either it was George or
It was George.
yeah. Okay. Hey,
That's what I call him all the time.
hey, that's an amazing title. It's catchy, it's unique, it's fun, it's intriguing. It's not boring.
Yeah. No, it makes people wonder. A fart in high wind. What?
Seriously, that has all the makings for being a viral podcast.
It probably would do.
Seriously, no jokes. And same thing for the Shiny Dome experience or Fire Chat or whatever. So look to be unique. Look to be a showcase your personality, your sense of humor, because people want to know who's the real you, not just the polished and God forbid corporate version. That's a fast way to lose people.
True.
All right, cool. Let's move on. Now, when it comes to creating your cover art, so this is the one I started a few years ago, and I'm long due for a facelift, a new one. You guys all are familiar with Canva, right? So Canva is your best friend. Play with it. You can create everything on Canva. Your cover art, your thumbnails for each episode, your banners for your Facebook page, for your LinkedIn, for your YouTube channel, for your Instagram, for everything. You just do it on Canva. So I'm not going to waste spend any time on that. It's very straightforward. You guys know how to do it. Create everything with, for example, for me, for my, quickly show you here. Let me go to Canva. Where is it? No, not this one. Canva. All right, let's go here quickly, show you. Do you guys see my screen?
Yes.
So here I have my thumbnail. So once you create a thumbnail, all you do is you just change the name, the episode number, the picture, the title, and subtitle. Very easy. I created this 5 years ago. And each time I just change the information. See how easy that is, guys? And if you go on Canva to create everything, like say, podcast cover art, you're going to have a billion different templates. Just take whichever. Let's say this one. And you get more selections. Let's do quickly this one. You can just change the colors. You just play with it. Have fun. Upload your picture. Let's do a picture here. Let's put.
We have ours up there, payment. What happened to our podcast? And I recorded with you.
We did when? Oh yes, yes. Ours is not yet live yet. I'm about 10, 15 episodes behind.
I got it.
So another thing you can do here, you can remove the background. You can do this with a premium version of Canva, but there's another beautiful tool that is free. It's called remove.bg. You just take whatever, it's free, whatever picture, just upload it, and it's going to automatically remove the background. Let's do one quickly here. I don't have anything here. All right. This is Camilo, one of the students from the last challenge. See? Very easy. And just download it on your computer. And once you download it, you just upload it to your Canva. So use this beautiful tool, remove.bg, as free to remove the background. Or if you have the premium version, the paid version of Canva, you can do it right here. And you can also flip it. So play with Canva, have fun. You can create everything you want right here, right then on your Canva. Okay? Canva is your best friend. Now you can even create your slides, like the slide that I'm going through, I created them on Canva. You can even now create a website on Canva. Canva is incredible. And it's only $14 a month for the paid version. Best $14 you'll ever spend. All right, let me stop the sharing.
Where'd you get the remove BG? Is that a separate app or is that in Canva?
No, it's a separate website.
Okay.
Remove.bg.
Remove BG is an alternative to Canva.
Yes, it's a separate website.
Okay.
So if you don't have the paid version of Canva, go on remove.bg. It removes the background for free. But highly recommend, especially if you want to build a business, to get the paid version of Canva, because it's absolutely amazing. You can even create a website. The slides I'm going to, I created them on Canva. It's beautiful. It's professional. All right, let's go back to we're almost done here. All right. All good with Canva, guys? Any question about Canva? Listen, play with it. YouTube is your best friend, literally. Now, creating a profitable YouTube channel and podcast. I'll talk about the monetization and making money, getting clients tomorrow on day 5. That's a money day. But what I recommend and invite you guys is book a call with me for next week to further brainstorm together how we can implement this into your business. One-on-one call, 30 minutes. Let's have a chat. All right. I will share my Calendly for those of you who don't have it on the WhatsApp group and on Facebook. Let's rock and roll. So well done. We're done for today. Any questions about today?
Great job, Payman.
Thank you.
A lot of info.
Thank you.
Yeah. Great job.
And guys, I am begging you, don't treat this as entertainment. This is not your weekly Netflix. No. Implement that, because that can and will transform your life if and when you implement it. I'm the poster child for that. You know my story. I started with nothing. My first microphone, I had to ask my sister to buy it for me 5 years ago because I didn't have a credit card. I had to ask my sister to fly me back to Canada because my credit cards were canceled. And here I am now, 5 years ago, and the best shape I've ever been because of this. This not only changed and transformed my life, but also saved my life, literally. You guys know my story. So again, please take this seriously, do it, implement it, because this works. This is not your nightly Netflix. Seriously. Or TV, whatever you see, you watch sports or whatever. No, this works. So here's a sneak peek about tomorrow. We're going to be talking about money tomorrow. Getting clients and making money with your podcast and YouTube channel in as little as 60, even sometime as little as 30 days from launch, even if you have no audience to start with. We're going to be talking about where does your ideal listener, prospect, and client hang out the most, and not only go all in, but become omnipresent. Again, omnipresent to that one platform. For me, it's been Facebook groups. Facebook groups are an absolute goldmine. And then we're going to be looking at mapping out your first 10, 20, 100, and 1,000 episodes and beyond, and then putting it together so you can get leads on demand and clients organically to your very own profitable podcast and YouTube channel, even if no audience to start with, in as little as 30 to 60 days from launch. So that's for tomorrow. Any questions comments, compliments?
I'm part of a networking group out here in Long Island, but that has a fan page on Facebook, and they have, and the folks that run it are pretty open about letting you promote your product, whatever you want on this fan page. But they have like over 200,000 folks that pass through this fan page, and I'm a member of it. It's paid membership. But would you think that's a good idea to put to throw up podcasts and whatnot on that fan page?
What do you think?
Yeah, I do. I think it'd be a good idea.
You're a smart cookie. I told you that before, right?
You did.
One of the best things you can do for your business is to, when someone asks you, so what do you do? Not say anything about your business. Instead, just say, I'm a podcaster. Even better, I am an impact-driven podcaster. What the hell is that? What does that mean? And then it opens the door to a deep, meaningful conversation as opposed to just superficial. Because if you answer with the title of what you say, you're going to get boxed right away and they can't wait to end the conversation. Oh, I have to go get more wine. Or I have to run to the bathroom. I have a call. Oh, and so on and so forth. Seriously, guys, identify, again, 4-step process to building a smashingly successful, profitable podcast and business. Number 1, what is the one pain point you can solve? For who? And then where is that person hanging out the most? And you become omnipresent on that platform. One platform, not 25. So you're going to that networking event or that Facebook group where your ideal prospects are hanging out. Actually, one of the students from the June Academy, she made one post and one Facebook group looking for people to interview. Within 24 hours, she had 84 people raising their hand. Within a week, she had over 200 people, and that was over the 4th of July week. She got so many people raising their hand that she eventually got banned from the group because the owners thought she was spamming. But then she was reinstated because she was not doing anything wrong. So again, this freaking works. You go to that group, you say, hey guys, I'm launching my podcast. I'm going to talk showcasing such and such people. I'm looking for guests. And just sit back, relax, and expect to get flooded. When you have your own podcast, this is what I mean. Get leads on demand. Getting leads is going to be the last of your worries. I can get 50 leads today. But my problem is, my struggle, my challenge is finding the time. Getting leads is not an issue for me anymore because I have people referred to me all the time. People come to me, and I can always go to Facebook groups and make one post, and people raise their hands. So getting leads is not going to be any more your worries anymore with this. Even more so when your podcast is very targeted. All comes down to one thing and one thing only: laser focus clarity. Does that make sense? Anyways, guys, let's call it a day. It's been over almost 2 hours now. I always do my best to keep it within an hour, but because I want to provide as much value as possible, we go way overboard. We tend to play overtime quite a lot. But anyways, if you have no more questions, let's call it a night, a day, and see you guys tomorrow. Tomorrow's going to be the big, it's going to be showtime, money time.
Money time.
Oh, yes.
Have a great night, everybody. Or
Take care,
morning,
guys.
wherever you are.
Good night, good day. Cheers. Bye-bye.